turn on your notification bell. You will still get those information you are looking for. Thank you.
It will be a tit for tat if anything untoward happens to Nnamdi Kanu in DSS custody. That's according to Ipob, now the indigenous people of Biafra. And Saturday warned that nothing should happen to its leader, Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, in custody of the Department of State Service DSS. Ipob said if anything happens to Kanu in DSS, it will be a tit for tat towards anybody behind the kidnap and extraordinary rendition of its leader from Kenya to Nigeria. Ipob, the spokesman of Ipob, said Onyendu's medical needs can't be met in DSS custody. Ipob said that DSS lied about Onyendu's health because it has not improved while in custody. Ipob is the spokesperson of Ipob. He said DSS has refused to give Onyendu his prescription medically, or his prescription medication regularly. A statement by Ipob reads, partly, I quote, "The attention of the global movement and family of the indigenous people of Biafra, Ipob, under the able leader Nnamdi Kanu, has been drawn to the insulting and provoking statement credited to the infamous DSS agents that Kanu is being properly taken care of inside their dungeon by the lawless DSS criminal agency. Again, we want Biafrans, Nigerians, and the international community to know that the Nigerian Department of State Services DSS has continued to deny Kanu access to his personal doctor as ordered by the court and has not provided him with his medical records either. He is not being provided with his prescription medication regularly. Kanu is still being starved because his feeding has also not improved. Our leader's health is deteriorating daily inside DSS solitary confinement, where DSS continues to defy the judgment and legitimate orders of courts of competent jurisdiction. The superiors claim, therefore, by the lawless DSS that Nnamdi Kanu is properly being taken care of medically is not just an insult to the sensibilities of Biafrans, but very provocative as well. Ipob has maintained a peaceful and non-violent stance in our movement and struggle to restore Biafra, and we intend to continue the peaceful agitation for a Biafra independence referendum. But this peaceful struggle will not be guaranteed if anything happens to Kanu in the DSS dungeon. If anything untoward happens to our leader in the hands of the Nigerian government and DSS, it will be a tit for tat towards any individual, group, and institution that is involved in the kidnap and the extraordinary rendition of our leader from Kenya to Nigeria, and much more. End of quote. So this is the statement from the Ipob, and the Ipob is saying they won't take it lightly with anybody. The Ipob just reminded those who were involved in that heinous crime, that the United Nations Working Group on Human Rights have exposed. The Court of Competent Jurisdiction, talking about appellate court, the appeal courts in Nigeria, Abuja Division, have actually exposed the criminality of the Kenyan government and Nigerian government collaborating. So Ipob said, if anything untoward happens, look, they will remind them, those involved, even individuals in Nigeria, in the southeast, who collaborated with the agents of these two governments to extraordinary rendition on Onyendu after abducting him, torturing him in Kenya. Look, so let all hands be on deck now to protect his life, and that is to allow him his personal physician and subsequently, release him as the court has ordered, to be on the safer side. That is what we are saying, according to Ipob. Let those who were involved in that saga, they should go and know what they're doing with the federal government of Nigeria that has refused to obey the court judgment, to obey the court order, to advise them in their own best interest, in the interest of those who were involved, particularly those from the southeast, to go and let Buhari know that the burden of not releasing Nnamdi Kanu is on them. It's on them. The collaborators supposed to go there and tell him that they are having this burden, heavy burden on them, as those who collaborated with them from the southeast region, from the southern region, to abduct the leader of the Ipob from Kenya and extraordinary rendition him and still torturing him in the DSF facility. Let them go and tell them that they are not into it again, that they should release the leader of the Ipob so that he can attend to his health. That is it. Otherwise, if he continues like this, and anything untoward, but God forbid, it will be very, catastrophic and disastrous upon them. Yes. So IPB have said, look, they have maintained this non-violent stance and nature since the agitation started. But they will not guarantee the continuity or its continuity of this peaceful stance if anything untoward happens. Because look, don't take these things for granted. That IPOB is peaceful. They have decided to be peaceful. It's not that they don't have the capacity to make trouble with the federal government, but because they want to be peaceful and achieve Biafra independence referendum peacefully. IPB is a peaceful organization, but we have said they have the capacity. They have the capacity to confront the federal government anyhow, but they decided. So don't take it for granted. The United States of America, the world power, they have the capacity to do whatever. But because they are civilized people, because America is a civilized country and are being governed by rules and regulations, they are following, modern rules and regulations, human rights and what have you, freedom and liberty for all mankind. And that's why they're encouraging other countries to do same, to enshrine and entrench the human rights in their system, in their governance structure, liberty of all humanity and mankind. And so that is what the IPOB is saying. Release Nnamdi Kanu, allow him his personal physician, let all these things stop. If you don't, it will not be good from the consequences of what will happen. If yes, it will not be good for the country. And so do not test the patience of the IPOB. That's what Ipob is saying in essence. Say, do not test the patience of the IPOB. Do not stretch it more. Do not stretch more beyond the limit, because so that is it. Release Nnamdi Kanu as soon as possible, but most importantly, those that collaborated, for emphasis sake, with the government of Nigeria and that of Kenya, those that bought the helicopter or the private jet they used and everything, the logistics to extraordinary edition after abducting him, should go and tell their their masters, because these were slaves, those ones from the southern Nigeria, particularly from the southeastern part of the country, who collaborated with the government at the center. They are the slaves. Then those ones in Abuja are their masters. So they should go and tell their masters, look, the burden is upon them. It's heavy. They can't bear it any longer. So they should release Nnamdi Kanu immediately. He can access his medical, his personal physicians,